Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marathon Mondays with Mal. It's episode 97 as we are nearing episode 100. It's pretty cool. I'm outside this morning with Pete Sutton, head of marketing, and assistant marketing manager Mickey Markovich. And today we're going to walk the building. It's going to be a tour of the plant, a tour of the manufacturing facility where all the marathons are built right here in Coburg, Oregon. So we're going to head on inside here. We're going to walk the building. We're going to kind of try and move fast. Also keep in mind, we're walking through a very large building. If you look all the way over this side, and then you come and stretch all the way this way, we're going to be walking this entire building inside. And so we're trying out our new mobile Wi-Fi situation. So bear with us if we lose you. And if we lose you, you know where we are. Let's head inside. That made sense, didn't it, Pete?
I think so. We actually have a battery pack Wi-Fi rig on my back right now, so this will be our first time trying this. We actually built that sign for those of you who are curious. Got some pretty talented people on staff.
All right, so welcome to the lobby here at the headquarters. One of the things, if you come to a marathon location, it's the boutique. Everything from hats to jackets like I'm wearing here to t-shirts and polo shirts. Let's head on out here.
Before you say a word, if you don't explain that duck, something's wrong.
Yeah. Well,
say at least a word about the duck.
That's the return of the 50-foot duck. So the city of Eugene, which is the neighboring city to Coburg, Oregon, where Marathon is located, did a charity event where these 6-foot ducks were given to companies all over Lane County, actually the county that Eugene and Coburg are in, and they were given to companies to design, and then the companies paid and the money went to charity. So this is Return of the 50-foot duck and gets decorated for holidays and everything, so it sits in our lobby.
Very good.
All right.
Just can't not talk about the duck.
That's right. One thing that's really cool about taking a tour at Marathon here at the headquarters is you get to see a lot of memorabilia from celebrity owners, whether it be current owners or past owners. We like to celebrate some of our owners that have a certain amount of celebrity, everything from actors to a lot of drivers, race car owners, comedians, sports teams, corporations, actors. It's pretty cool. And some writers who have written books on their coach, inside their coach, as they traveled. All right, so here's the production floor. Right here you're going to see a couple of new coaches that are for sale. That's the showroom floor.
Avoid the transformer if
you
can.
We're going to head on down this way. If we have any Wi-Fi issues, Mickey's going to let us know. But we're going to avoid looking at any coaches today because I want you to be able to see the large scope of this building. So this is the main production floor. This is where the installation takes place after a coach gets here. And if you look far down there, let's go this way, Pete, so they can see that shell down there. If you take a look right through here, you'll see that shell right there. That shell just got here from Prevo, and it is being prepped to go down for paint. All these coaches out here are in some mode of production and installation.
Got it.
We're going to head this way. I'm going to try and keep moving here. And if you look all the way down there, that's where we're headed. We're going to go down through Mike Perotti's area. That's the cabinet department. We met with Mike on our first episode. way back on episode number 1. Let's go this way. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So Mel, we forgot we got to turn off that music. So Mickey ran to go do that.
Okay, no problem.
So we might want to slow up a little bit for her to catch up with us.
All right. There's Mike Perotti right there. Hey, Mike.
Hey Mel. Hey guys.
So let's head over this way. I want to show you something really cool. One thing I really like to show off, a lot of RVs and a lot of converters, they still use automotive carpeting. Marathon used to put automotive carpeting on the inside of all of their cabinets. Now, I'll make sure I'm not pulling on someone's work here. Take a look at this. This is an engineered leather. It's scratch proof. It's very cleanable, and it comes in all kinds of colors. This material lines all of our cabinetry now so that you can clean it. It's scratch proof. It also adds a really nice, not really sticky, but a more of a grip. So if you put dishes in it, they're not able to slide around as well. But this is a really nice thing. Comes in all kinds of different colors. And that's one thing I like to show when I do a tour here of the manufacturing plant. So Mickey's back with us now, and we are going to head into the cabinet shop. This is a good place for Pete and I to stop. This right here is kind of called the boneyard, but for the most part, this is a holding center. This is an area where a cabinet has been put together and is waiting to be laminated. So it's real hardwood, and it's put together, and then it goes to the laminate shop for whatever laminate is chosen. This is the TV curio for Coach 1297.
Hey, Mal.
Hey.
Eli Shepherd. My dad's a big fan. He watches all your Mondays in town.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're on right now. What's your name?
Eli.
Eli. How long
Shepherd.
you been with Marathon?
8 months now, I think.
Okay.
Close to.
Well, tell us about your experience.
Oh man, I've been doing Devin Booth's old job.
Okay.
He was here for 25 years.
Yeah.
I had taken over that one when he decided he was going to leave us, and doing the window treatments around all the balances, close covers, all that.
I haven't met you yet. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for saying hi.
Hey, thanks for.
We're actually filming right now, so
Awesome.
I hope your dad's watching.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, me too.
Good deal.
Thanks, yeah. You
Have a good
day.
Monday. That's fantastic. I promise you guys, I did not plan that. This is a new employee that came up and introduced himself, and he didn't know we were recording. I think that's great. All right, let me show you the laminates. This is a bank of all of the laminates. Now, Pete and I are going to discuss very quickly why laminates. Laminates, if you walk into a 20-year-old Marathon, the colors of the cabinetry look the same as the day that the coach rolled off of production. And that's because 20 years ago, we were using the best woods available, and we were using the best laminates and adhesives that were available 20 years ago. Today, we do the same thing. The best materials that are available. The colors will not fade. It adds structural integrity to the cabinetry, and it gives the customer the ability to completely customize their coach. Pick any color, any sheen, and any texture. Let me show you. Take a look at this. Here's one. Look at this beautiful color. Now, it is not, it's kind of like a satin finish. It's not shiny. Take a look at this one. See how shiny that is? So if you want it to have some sort of gloss, you can. If you want it to be flat, you can do that too. If you want it to have a texture, it can feel like a texture. It gives the customer a lot of options, and it lasts. That's the point of a Marathon coach. The Prevost chassis is designed to go 1,000,000 miles if maintained properly. We want the house build to do the exact same thing. We mirror the chassis, so we want the cabinetry, the plumbing, the appliances, everything inside that house to match and last that long also. Let's head this way.
Oh, Mal, there's just a quick look.
That's your CNC
That's the
router.
brand new one.
So that's a brand new CNC router. We got a good comment.
Laminates let the second owner renovate and still match even 15 years later, says Murray.
Murray's absolutely right. Murray, thank you for watching. Murray and Natalie did the exact same thing, and that's something that I missed and neglected to mention when we were over there. The laminates allow the customer to reimagine, which is a term that I love to use, to reimagine their coach. Like Murray and Natalie, they bought a pre-owned coach with good bones and reimagined it to be their own. Good. Murray, thank you for contributing. That's fantastic. CNC router, we cut a lot of stuff on that thing. Let's head over here. This is the Corian shop. So here's the deal, Corian. A lot of you who are RV owners, you have this material. It's a very flexible material. You can heat it, you can polish it, just like the laminates. You can have all kinds of different finishes, but it's also, when you're talking about a 45-foot RV, you want to think about weight. It allows us to cut down on weight, and it's a beautiful product. Pete, what do you think about the Corian?
Yeah, it's an amazing product. We actually use 2 or 3 others as well, so that they're all very good products. We will do stone. So if somebody wants stone, we can do it. Now that one's
Take a look at this, you guys.
really unique.
So what happens here is this is a piece of Corian. This is a tabletop example. So this channel was routed out, and then it was hand painted inside, and then they added a clear over it, so it basically has like a 3-dimensional view to it, and it just adds beautiful detail to your tabletop. And it's just one option of what they can do in here.
They can also build sinks out of this stuff.
That's right. Let's keep moving this
On-site.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, keep in mind what I said earlier about Wi-Fi, because now we're entering the paint department area. We're actually going to go through steel here and say hi to Paul, but we're going to be walking in an area where hopefully we don't lose you on the Wi-Fi. Fiberglass shop is over here, where we do a lot of our fiberglass work. Everything from our dashboards to our fenders are built right over here in this section. This is the steel shop. Let's go check out Paul. Hey, Paul. We're actually going to walk right through here.
Morning, Paul. Oh, we get to see a shell in progress.
Yep, there's 1304 right there. 1304 shell is getting ready to go to paint. They're prepping it right now. This is a Brenda Craft designed designer choice that's going to be on the production floor.
So this one already has our front end and roof cap on it. Those are things we add on because we want it to be more streamlined with the awning on top.
And now we have some great questions.
Yeah, sure.
We have someone who asked, are there any plans to do another mid-door coach?
Mid-door coaches, here's the deal with a mid-door coach. The question was, are there any plans to do a mid-door coach? A mid-door coach is definitely something that we can do. It's a custom order with the shell. So if there is a customer out there that's interested in a mid-door coach, you need to contact me, malw@marathoncoach.com, and we can talk about getting you on the production schedule, because mid-door coaches are not something that we do on a regular basis, but it is possible.
We actually have one coming off right now.
And we've shown that on Marathon Mondays. We have a corporate customer who has that mid-door coach, and that is something that we'll be able to show you. We've shown you the shell of that mid-door coach shell, but we will show it in production.
And then the other question is, can the touch pads with the buttons, blue and white, be dimmed? As you lay in bed, it could be too much light.
Absolutely, a very good point. So the touch pads, to be able to control your functions, let's say you're in the bedroom and you've got a bank like this on your wall of lights. Well, it can add some ambient light, but also it could add some disruptive light to you if you're sleeping. And yes, those lights can be dimmed and customized. Not just the light can be customized, but even the font of what it says can be customized. I've seen it happen, folks. Let's go this way. Watch yourself through here, Pete. So this is the third shell that we have seen as we have walked this building. Marathon Coach is extremely busy. Our production schedule is down to a science and keeping everything on schedule. So when one shell is arriving, another shell is coming down here for prep. When that happens, another shell is going in for paint. We are constantly moving. We're building a lot of buses per year. And so you've seen 3 brand new shells as we've been walking the building. This is the paint department. You've seen this department a lot of times on Marathon Mondays. So, hey Eddie. So, let me tell you something about the guy that just walked by. We've not talked about this guy in 97 episodes. That's Eddie Bach. He is the heart and soul of this company. He's been with the company a long time. He does a lot for every single employee in this building. He's the head of maintenance for Marathon Coach. And quite frankly, so much gets done because of Eddie Bach. And he's the type of guy who would not want me to sing his praises, but I'm singing his praises. I mean, when we talk about why Marathon, it's people like Eddie Bach that work at Marathon Coach that really make this place tick. Let's head this way.
If you don't mind, let me get one more shot of the paint department so everybody understands how big this really is.
Well, Pete, talk about it a little bit more if you want to, because you've got, we talked about the fiberglass shop building the fenders. There's a couple of them right there that are headed for paint. Those fenders go with that shell right there. They will be wheeled in at the same time. They'll be painted at the same time.
Yeah, and there's actually 4 whole booths that can easily handle the coaches. We kind of had them set up in stages based on
60 feet long?
You know, I'm not sure. It's something like that. But we have one set aside for service. We have one set aside for clears. A couple of them for actually doing the other colors. But as you can see, there's also a lot of open space at the other side as well, where we're setting up to be able to do projection style work when we do all the lines as far as mapping out all the masking. But it's a pretty big department.
It really is, and there's a lot. And this is a department that Pete works with because Pete designs the paint along with the customers. If it's a custom order or with our owner, Pete is involved in designing each coach for their exterior paint. I see a really nice comment on there, or not a comment, but a question from VIP Man. VIP Man is asking, how long does it take to do a coach? Pete, you want to talk about the process real quick as we walk through here?
Sure. Well,
but I'm also going to say, right before Pete gets into that, this coach that's in here is one of the most beautiful coaches I have seen us do. I just love this paint job. Now, Pete, you designed this paint job, correct?
Yes, that's one of mine.
And for those of you who can see, that's the X3. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, so this is the polishing room, I can tell from the smell.
Yes. where the stainless gets polished, whether it be the wheels or the stainless sides of an X3 model. I love the black and red and silver of this coach.
And
Yeah.
Pete, we have a question for you. Any update on the new projection style for paint?
Yeah, we actually, last week, we set up both of them where Paul, who we briefly met in the metal shop, is building brackets so that we can hang them on the wall. We discovered we can actually run 4 projectors instead of 2, so we can put them on both sides. We're probably about a week away from hanging the first 2, and we'll run those for 2 or 3 coaches and see how it goes, and then we'll make adjustments if we need.
Let's head outside. I want to get back to VIP Man's question of how long it takes to build a coach.
That's a lot of service space.
That's a lot of service base. 4 to 5 months, depending on the coach, depending on the customization. It can take 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, that mid door actually adds about 3 months because you gotta.
Oh yeah, if you do a mid door, absolutely. But for the most part, you're looking at about a 4 month time period for a custom ordered coach, yeah, it's a really fun process. So I wanted to end the show out here in service because I wanted to show, Pete and Mickey and I discussed it, we wanted to show just how many service bays we have here at headquarters, and all of the coaches are inside, and if they're not fitting inside, they're out here waiting to be brought in. Also, some are down on the north end. But basically on the back side or on the non-I-5 side, so on the other side of this building is Interstate 5, but all these service bays and then the service entry, and above the service offices is a really nice lounge for customers when they are here having their coach serviced. They can hang out, watch TV. It's really comfortable, oversized couches and chairs. I believe we probably have walked through it on Marathon Mondays at some point, but it's really nice up there, and it also gives the customers the ability to walk around the building if they want to walk around the building, but also look out over the service department. So whether you are coming to Marathon for custom ordering a coach or just coming to take a tour, Marathon facilities do a daily tour. If you are in the area and you're not going to make that daily tour time, don't worry about that. Stop in at Marathon Coach, especially stopping in at the plant where all of the coaches are built, and take a tour. It's 11:30 every day, but if you can't make 11:30, just email me, malw@marathoncoach.com. I'll take you on a tour anytime as long as I'm here. It's a really interesting place. Today we just showed you kind of a very brief overview of what you get to see on a tour. I see the sun coming in. I'm headed down to Indio, down to the Palm Springs area tomorrow. So a nice quick shout out to Jim Cogley, who drove brand new Coach 1296 down there this weekend. I'm excited to show you that. Something that Mickey and I and Pete talked about. Next Monday, I'm going to be live from Indio showing you Coach 1296.
That's a big deal, by the way.
It is a big deal,
Yeah,
and we're gonna talk
unique.
about it. We're gonna talk about it down there because it's a floor plan. It's a floor plan that changes the game, and that's not a quote from me. That's a quote from some of the most experienced salesmen at Marathon. So 1296 with the super bath. That floor plan is amazing, and I'm excited. So don't miss next Monday's show, live from Indio. Anyway, before we get out of here, Mickey, Pete, anything that we need to address or should say hello to?
You've had greetings from all over the world, of course.
Excellent.
And there are a couple questions that can be followed up later, whether they email you or
Perfect.
check out their comments.
I'll tell you what, let me address that right now. If I don't get to your comment, don't take it personally. And if your comment or question needs to be answered right away, email me. malw@marathoncoach.com. I think that's a great way to get a hold of me. If you have a comment or a question that you want addressed right away, feel free to email me.
And then we did have a request to please stay on this mobile Wi-Fi, that it's a game changer.
Cool.
There it is. Something that Pete and Mickey and I and Todd have been working on for quite a long time, is trying to get the Wi-Fi down. And so
thanks to Jim Smith, our engineer,
yeah,
who came up with the backpack idea.
One of our engineers came up with this idea to go mobile, and so Pete literally looks like a well, here's what I can show you. Pete, you don't mind going on camera, do you?
Go ahead.
Here's what I can show you.
There we go.
There's Pete, and there it is. He's got it all strapped on there. So yeah, that's excellent. Now, Chris Williams is asking about the Android system. Chris, I want you to email me. I saw your comment about the Android system. I don't want to neglect your question, but I want to get that question properly in front of the proper engineer. Email me at malw@marathoncoach.com your exact question, and then I'll respond to you after talking with our engineering department, because I want to make sure that what you want addressed is something that we answer properly. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week live in Indio. It's a new year, and there's so much cool stuff that are happening around Marathon and with Marathon and in the RV lifestyle. So get out on the road and enjoy it and be safe, and don't miss next Monday, because the new floor plan on Coach 1296 is a game changer. All right, be yourself and do good things, and coffee. I'm out.